Every flight has been full, every favour called in.
No need to panic, we're going to win.
It's the other side of the world, but that's no problem to the thousands of Welsh fans who have packed Auckland this past week. Wales are in the World Cup semi-final against France, and kick-off is just half an hour away. Good morning, it's the Northern Hemisphere showdown, and Eden Park is pulsating with Welsh and French support, just as intense as the atmosphere we're expecting tomorrow when Australia and the host New Zealand come together in the second semi-final. But tonight, it's the ultimate test of the character and the class of Warren Gatland's young squad. A new generation of talent that promises so much glory for the future of Welsh rugby.
It's not so long ago that these guys were still in school.
What a story.
Humble beginnings.
Sons of Wales.
This Welsh team just believed.
Trust in youth. George North.
Powering through.
A schoolboy just a year and a half ago.
For Danny,
So strong, so powerful.
this is where it all began.
This is Roberts.
Jamie Roberts, the school star.
Sam Warburton,
What a momentous day in Welsh rugby.
captain of Wales.
Massive performance.
Young guys, no fear.
Valentau has scored.
Llandudno boys on the world stage.
This is magnificent from the Welsh.
Young dragons
Jonathan Davis is going to score.
taking on the world.
Foot to the floor, pedal to the metal.
Wales should be really proud of these guys.
Come on, lads.
Oh my goodness!
The boy wonders of Wales, with some of the outstanding coaches and teachers who have got them this far, just 2 matches away from World Cup glory. But the challenge of France comes first. World Cup winners Laurence Dallaglio and Francois Pienaar are with us pitchside, and former Welsh captain Martin Williams was among those keen to fly out this past week. We're delighted to have you with us. What was Wales like when you left it?
Well, look, this side's really captured the imagination of everybody back home. Not only getting to the semi-final, but the way they've played as well. And I think, 60,000 people on a 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning in the Millennium Stadium says all what it means to the country. So it's gone off there.
And we've got the Welsh team warming up behind us here. What tension do you sense is out there?
I met up with a few of the boys yesterday and totally relaxed, totally focused, hugely confident, obviously, after last weekend. And, they're really excited about the game. So, they're looking really good.
They've been playing so far with a kind of fearless quality, a kind of sort of innocence. But this is a very different kind of match. How do you stop a squad like this tightening up when it comes to a World Cup semi-final?
Well, I think for the younger players, as you say, they've just brought that real enthusiasm, that youth. And, everyone talks about Wales being a very young team, which, from their captain and certainly through some of the other positions they are. But they're also an experienced team. They've got a very, very experienced coaching staff in Warren Gatland and Sean Edwards, and also some of the other players, the Gethin Jenkins, the Joneses, the Wyn Jones, and obviously Shane Williams. So all that experienced guys who have played all over the world, and they'll really help some of the younger guys as well.
For France, the battle is sort of with themselves. Just 2 games to go, they were beaten by Tonga. How do they summon up all that kind of intensity and kind of anger they had against England?
The French were awful until they played England. Then they got angry. They really got angry. They got into England. They were aggressive. They played the ball. They tackled the men hard, and then all of a sudden they won. And we spoke about where's this French team going to go. The coach was in, then the coach was out, then they're not talking to the coach. I don't know what the French will deliver tonight. I think they'll put a good performance together, because I don't think they played that well against England. Although they won, I don't think they played that well. I think they're due a game.
We will try and work out the possibilities, but as Lauren said, it's not all youth and potential in this Welsh side. There is experience too, in the shape of Shane Williams, who spent some time with Gabriel Clark this past week.
You're never too old to dream. Do you believe in happy endings?
Yes.
Call it the wisdom of age, but Shane Williams had seen this coming.
I said we'd win it. I believed it from the start, and I still believe it, even more so now.
He's too modest to say it, but the little big man has been the best thing about Welsh rugby for the last decade.
Unbelievable. Always when you need something, Shane will more often than not can pull it out of the bag, and amazing player. It's 85 caps now.
He would have been a centurion, but for 2 years exiled into the wilderness by a bloke called Graham Henry, who didn't think he was the real deal.
It nearly was the end of me, really. My defensive qualities were questioned, my size. I've had to prove a lot of people wrong along the years. My turning point in my career was 2003 World Cup.
He went to Australia third choice scrum half and came back the flying winger. If Wales were awful 4 years ago, Williams was world class. And still he's accelerating towards the line.
True or false? You're getting faster.
True.
For over 2 years, he's got personal bests over 10 and 40 metres, which is a testament to the guy, really.
He's exceptionally strong as well. If you do tackle Shane, you've got to make sure you tackle him, otherwise he's coming out the other end.
He squats over 3 times body weight.
That's exceptional then from Shane.
Yeah, it's exceptional in any sport, really.
They say you're a physical freak, in a good way.
Well, I am a freak, that's for sure, but just goes to show that all the hard work has paid off, and I'm not a 10-stone weakling anymore.
Wales' only other semi-final was a no contest.
There's just no defence there at all from the Welsh. Another try.
But the players had been on a 2-day bender. Not too long ago, that might have been the refuelling method for some of this team.
I think the younger guys now aren't even thinking about the next World Cup. They want to win this one, and that's the attitude we've got in the camp.
Seize the day.
Yes, definite, and that's from the older fuddy-duddies to these young boys who've just come out of Form 6. But mentally, we've got to be strong. We've just got to keep the belief. We've had it from the start. I can't see it going anywhere for the weekend. If we can do that, we've got the physical things to beat France.
Age brings wisdom. It tells you when the time is right to say goodbye.
This is it, the end of the road. After this World Cup, you won't be wearing that red shirt again. Correct?
No, that's correct, yeah.
But Shane Williams believes in happy endings.
I'd love it to be my final cap, lifting that World Cup. I'll be a very happy man if I can do that. If we can do that, sorry.
Shane Williams, what a servant for Welsh rugby. He's obviously benefited from the intense physical preparation that this squad had ahead of this World Cup. You were part of that as well. Did you enjoy it or endure it or what?
Endure would be the word. But Shane, like you say about Shane, he's unbelievable. He gets quicker, stronger, fitter every year. He's 34 going on 35 now, and he's an inspiration to the younger players within the squad. So I hope it's not his last game tonight.
And he's got a big part to play in the dressing room. He would have had a big part to play all through this past week, I would think.
Yeah, Shane doesn't. He's a man of few words, but just having Shane Williams around the younger players, going out on the park, he's the kind of man who can just turn the game in his head. So he's a vital.
It's going to be an intense forward battle, a vital forward battle. Let's take a look at the Welsh lineup, Lawrence, and one big change, of course. Rhys Priestland ruled out. James Hook coming in at number 10, great replacement. But Priestland has been the outstanding fly half of this World Cup, really. Is there a danger the rhythm will be seriously disrupted tonight?
I don't think so. As you say, Priestland's been outstanding. He's brought a really good temperament. Probably wouldn't have expected to have had a chance so soon in a World Cup, but what a player. I mean, they could have chosen Stephen Jones, of course. They've decided to go with James Hook, who has played in big games. Martin, he's a man for a big stage, and I just think that he'll step in and really enjoy himself tonight.
Great temperament as well. He's a great all-round player, James.
Yeah, he'll be so relaxed. He won't be fazed by the situation at all. And I think that's where we've got a guy like Mike Phillips, Jamie Roberts, Gethin Jenkins. The bigger the game, the better they play.
Warburton against Aaron Nordicke, Dusatois. What is this back row battle going to be?
Great lineup. The best combination have been the Welsh. Toby Faletau, Danny Lydia. Danny Lydia has been playing good rugby, and Sam Warburton. They've been, for me, the pick of the loose trio. But against England, the French stood up. Like I said, they were nasty, they were in their face, they were angry. Great matchup today.
Okay, after the break, we're with the French. Have they got this far because of or in spite of their controversial coach? Martin Bayfield profiles the mysterious Marc Lièvremont after the break. Unity among the French ranks, player unity at least. How strong will that spirit be against Wales tonight? And the first of tonight's forecast heavy showers is starting to fall around Eden Park. It hasn't dampened the spirits, but it might make the first 15 minutes or so of this World Cup semi-final very interesting indeed. The French fans have certainly been through the full range of emotions in this World Cup already. 2 defeats in the pool stages, including that humiliating loss to Tonga. And then all the magic was rediscovered against England. And at the centre of it all, coach Marc Lièvremont. He remains a confusing and controversial figure, as Martin Bayfield reports.
Marc Lièvremont, la mutinerie et la moustache. Despite Six Nations success, there's always been a suspicion that perhaps Marc Livremont is one croissant short of a continental breakfast. In 43 tests, he's capped 82 players, including 10 one-cap wonders, and even his brother, Mathieu. A lame duck coach, the French Federation has already named Philippe Saint-André as his successor. Unconvincing wins against the Minnows were followed by capitulation to the Kiwis. But worse was to come.
It is one of the greatest shocks in World Cup history.
When you lose against 16th team in the world, I think your heart is broken.
In an emotional press conference, Livremont drew parallels with the French football squad, which suffered a spectacular and very public meltdown at last year's World Cup.
The players, they were okay with the critics. Okay, we've not been good. You're right to say that, Marc. But please, keep it behind doors.
His fraught relationship with the media at an all-time low, Livremont found support in the unlikeliest of places.
I wonder for a moment, because Marc didn't know, is it a joke? Are they trying to laugh about me? Or is it just to tell me that, okay, it's only rugby?
What began as a bet with Les Bleus defence coach Dave Ellis became the bizarre rallying cry for an extraordinary show of unity.
I think it's a good sign of team spirit.
But for all the focus on the manager's top lip, there's nothing like beating the English to bring a smile to a Frenchman's face.
Here in Auckland, finally, it's a French night.
Marc, s'il vous plaît, excusez mon français, mais comme un signe de cordialité envers notre conquérant, je pensais de dire quelques mots. Le week-end dernier, l'équipe française a finalement joué avec l'esprit. A-t-il aidé que vous jouiez les Anglais? You're looking at me as though that makes no sense.
Bravo pour ton français. Oui, certainement, un ensemble de choses, à savoir notre défaite peu glorieuse contre les Tonga, le fait de jouer contre les Anglais. Et le risque avant cette demi-finale, c'est de tomber dans une sorte d'autosatisfaction. Depuis 3 ans, on vient de battre 3 fois le Pays de Galles. Et déjà, à partir de ce constat, c'est déjà commencé à perdre.
Marc Livremont managed to spring another selectorial surprise when, for the first time in his 4 years in charge, he named an unchanged starting 15. Perhaps the man with the moustache will have the last laugh.
I wonder how many of those Livremont moustaches will wash off in the weather that we got here in the last 10 minutes. Changed quite dramatically, Martin. Who do you feel it favours?
I think us. I think the way our defence is, we use the blitz, great line speed, and knowing the French, they just won't put a smile on their face at all.
Now, looking at the story of Marc Livremont and his adventures over the last couple of weeks, who do you feel, Lawrence, is now in charge of this French dressing room?
Well, I think the likes of Thierry Dusautoir and Nordicki, Yashvili, the really experienced players have kind of taken control. Let's not forget that, obviously, Wales come into this game in massively good form, but France are a dangerous side to play against. We just look at the team up here. Certainly their captain was magnificent against the All Blacks 4 years ago, and it's really been Yashvili at halfback who's really driven this French team.
Yeah, and it's an unchanged French lineup, astonishingly. Strange things on the bench, no Picabol and Jean-Marc Toussaint yet to play for France. He's the backup number 9. But the return to fitness, the return to form of Aaron Nordicki has meant everything to France.
He was excellent against England. He was aggressive. He was very good under the high ball. He controlled the aerial battle, and it's very important that he has a good game. Again, we're going back to the loose trio combinations, but for me, Jamie Roberts is a fantastic player for Wales. And if he gets go forward ball in this wet weather, I think James Hook might just control the game.
France beat Wales reasonably comfortably in the Six Nations back in March. What's going to be different this time?
I think we've got those 2 vital ingredients, momentum and confidence, which take you so far in this game. It's a very similar side on paper, but the boys are so excited and so confident. I really can't see how we're going to lose tonight.
Okay, the rain is still falling. We'll take one more break, and then when the last of the inspirational speeches are being delivered in the dry of the dressing rooms, we'll have some final thoughts from the very damp touchline here at Eden Park. Wales against France is 10 minutes away. The final message in that Welsh dressing room will be for exactly the same sort of disciplined, dynamic performance they produced against Ireland. And be aware of the expectation back home, not least under the roof of the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff with around 65,000 fans watching the live feed at approaching 9 o'clock in the morning. And the Welsh support is equally inspiring and equally anxious here at Eden Park. The rain has stopped, but the